my mic on? You know what, guys? Let me just say this. I either need to get another type of mic, because I feel like this one, as much as it is great for kind of holding background noise, because the mic is very close to your mouth, I do feel like at times I need to limit and restrict my movement because of how easily it can just... Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, and for all my returning subscribers, welcome to another video by your ultimate fave. We got an ultimate new hairdo. Can I get a whoop whoop? Oh guys, look at this wig though. Cha, I feel like a brand new woman. I feel rich, I feel elegant, I feel exclusive, I feel hot, like a heater with my breezer. I should have been a rapper. I really did choose the wrong career path. I really did. But anyway, guys, before we get into the video, I just want to show you guys my wig that I happen to get from TT Hair Couture. I'll probably put them somewhere here. Now, guys, let me tell you something, okay? I always prayed to myself and I said that this year I am going to partner with a hair brand and partner with them long term. But I think it was just finding the right hair brand that obviously was a hair brand that I felt like I enjoyed the quality of their hair and I enjoyed them as like a company, but also too a hair brand that would appeal to my audience as well, because I do know that certain hair brands are a little bit out of reach in terms of pricing perspective. However, when TT Hair Couture approached me, I was so excited because the owner of TT Hair Couture is someone I've known for years, and ever since I've known her since like 2015, 2016, she's been so passionate about hair. Dumi has been so passionate about hair, and it's one of the things that I love about her is because I feel like she's always wanted to give out the best quality. Now, you know me, guys, I would never lead you guys astray, and I'm guessing my wig child would never leave you guys astray either, okay? Another thing that I've noticed a lot with the brands that I've tried to collab with in the past is that they always wanted me to do a bob, and I'm like, how many times do you see me wearing a bob? How many times do you see me wearing wig curls? Leave me alone. Now that I'm done with that rant, I did try this. I think it's a 28-inch. And guys, guess what? This is actually not even a frontal, it's a closure, and it literally sits on my head. Look at that. Look at that. Like, I didn't want to move it too much because, you know, my beautiful ass self. I absolutely love the quality of the hair, the texture of the hair. I do know that she actively curled it for me because she noticed that I like a lot of straight hair. So she tried to obviously get me into the habit of curls. So I absolutely love that, guys. And this literally retailed for about 2 point something. I'm not even kidding. Like, this wig, look at it. It literally goes up. So here, I can't show you guys too much because I ain't wearing no pants, you know. It's hot, guys, it's hot. But anyway, guys, please make sure to show TT Hair Couture love and support. They are a store. That is what I love about them. They are a an actual store, not a standalone store, an actual store. So you can actually go and check out the wigs before you actually even purchase them, which is what I love. They install the wig for you as well. And I love what they did with my closure, kind of making it look like a frontal. I'm in love, guys. So check them out. They are based in Morning Glen Mall, which is somewhere in the north. And they are shop 2 something. I don't remember. But I will say that I absolutely love the hair, and I've literally had this wig for 2 days and the curls have not even begun to, you know, kind of rinti-ta-ta-ta. And the nice thing is that when I go to bed, I just take it off, and I've been wearing it literally like this for 2 days. And it literally hasn't even, you know. So I absolutely love that. I'm giving them a huge shout out. Thank you so much for actually making me try curls. And thank you so much for actually trusting me with your brand. You know what, guys? I'm all for women who rep quality, okay? I'm talking gorgeous Mbali. I'm talking Angel from Emporia Lux. Now I'm talking to me from TT Hair Couture. There's too many T's. Girl, there's too many T's. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get into the story time because I know you all are waiting to find out what I'm about to talk about. And when I tell you guys that this hair is perfect for this story, because it's the mess for me. Now, guys, I know that I haven't done a story time in such a long time, and the reason being is that I wanted to halt on the story times just a little bit because I know that ever since I came out with certain videos in the past, it's kind of changed the whole dynamic of how certain characters are portrayed on my channel, and nobody kind of finds it. Well, it's certain characters, right? Certain character. And I wanted to halt on doing story times because my biggest fear was to make it seem like everything that has happened is now funny, because now it's very personal, it's very triggering. But anyway, child, while I was busy thinking about that, I remembered a story time of how me and my friend, what is going on? Is it the breezer? I've literally only had one, guys. Hey, what's happening? Let me finish this one so I can start the story on a brand new breezer. Love you. Azisha matot. Aya. Danke. You're the good. Ha, guys. Okay, let me stop being so alcohol happy and tell the story. Now, the story happened about a few years ago, and it was about this guy who basically tried to make me and my friend argue. And we did, because we actually stopped being friends for a while, but we got back to it when we actually realized that it kind of could have possibly perhaps could have been my fault, but it wasn't. But I'm still sticking with the fact that it wasn't, but she says it was, but I say it wasn't, okay? So anyway, I met this guy. This guy makes me sick. I met this guy, and for story's sake, I'm gonna call him Romeo. I even know what name I want for him, because you know, every guy who's named Romeo is just not a good guy. He's not a good chance, bro. Any guy named Romeo isn't a good chance. I've blocked every single Romeo that I personally know, and even the ones from Twitter. And like, if your name is Romeo, I'm blocking you. Who the Hey. The boys. Hey, I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm a grown-ass single woman. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I met this guy a few years ago, and his name is Romeo. And you know, like I was saying, guys whose names are Romeo are never good people. Been saying it, meant it, facts. So I meet Romeo, and I actually, I don't want to talk about how I met Romeo because the story is going to be too close to home, and those who know Romeo are going to say, but let me just say, I've known Romeo since high school. And we knew each other, not like through other people, but then we came together when I was in university, right? So by the time I got to varsity, and by the time I moved to my dad's side of town, we kind of like, you know, picked up where we left off platonically, because at that time I was, if I say who I was dating and then I say Romeo, 2 and 2, it's going to make a 6, because you guys are gonna find 4 more pieces of information. Shit. Anyway, who cares? Anyway, by the time I knew Romeo from high school, and then Romeo and I in university, we started like kind of hanging out platonically, but I knew that he wanted me romantically. And at the time, Romeo was the boy, you know, let me closer, here I am. Oh my God, I know I'm playing with the mic. I'm so sorry. See, this mic is not good for the girls. Don't ruin it for other kids. Do not ruin it for other kids. So we hung out. He told me how he felt about me, you know, obviously from a romantic perspective, but I didn't want to be with him because he was associated with a girl that I had known previously. And I'm just really very big on girl code. Like, I would never sleep or associate myself with someone that has been with someone that I know, with a friend or acquaintance, maybe a bit far off, but you guys know how I am, calling acquaintances friends and then being surprised when I find out that those people are not my friends. So at the time, I thought she was my friend, but she's an acquaintance, and now she's nothing to me, like, bruh, no. We don't have beef though, but like at the time, I was just like, no, I know her, like we don't have any bad vibes towards each other, so it would be totally weird because of how I met him. Anyway, so then fine, Romeo and I, we start hanging out platonically. a lot. You know, at first it's very cute. It's very cute, you know, like he's taking me on dates, like he's being the boy. And at the time, Drake was definitely not performing. Like, when I say not performing, not to say that he was a bad boyfriend, but that was just at the time where Drake was just being a cheating asswipe. So I also didn't even have time for Drake, bro. Like, I was just like, do what you finna do, baby, because I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Cool. Then one night, Romeo invites me to the club. Romeo invites me, Romeo invites me to groove, right? And it's Romeo and it's his other friend. And for story's sake, I'm gonna call him, what's another bad bitch name that I wanna give to him? Romeo and Tyrese. Tyrone. Yeah, Romeo and Tyrone. Right, so Romeo one day invites me to the club. He's like, no, come through with your friends. We can all hang out, drink together. What are you doing? And at the time, guys, bear in mind, it was platonic. Like, we didn't really try anything. Like, we had those moments, those sparks, those, what are we doing? No, don't. No, I just want to, no, get me alone. We had those moments, but me being the child of God that I was, I'm seeing a block. Guys, I saw a block going up and down. I don't know if it's the noise level or what's going on. But anyway, we had those moments, né? And I may or may have not put my toe in the water, but no, I didn't swim in it because I knew that Romeo was just a bad guy. So I invited my friend and her friend with me to the club, to groove. I'll never forget, it was Taboo. Yeah. When Taboo was still burping. Okay, guys, cool. So he says to me, nah, come through with your friends. We can all drink, whatever the case may be. I see, cool. And at that time, Vele, Drake and I were going through things because I found him at the club. Woo! Yo, men will never cease to disgust me. We get to the club, and guys, when we got to the club, let me tell you a story. When we got to the club, I had lied and said to Drake, I'm going somewhere. Can't I want to? It was Mahuta's party, the circus club thing, those days. And in the parking, I hear whom, brum, brum, brum. He's right behind me. He's basically saying, big, and I'm also saying, I remember how much I swore in the car that night. But anyway, for story's sake, let's go back to Romeo. For story's sake, I'm gonna call this girl my bestie. I'm gonna call her, I don't know what I'm gonna call her. Let me use Real Housewives names. So I'll call this one Portia and I'll call this one Kenya Mo. Mara Kenya Mo and Portia don't get along. I'll call this one Portia and I'll call this one Nini. No, bestie. Ish, what am I gonna call them? For story's sake, I'm gonna call her Tebang. And I'm gonna call her Tepiso. So Tebang is my best friend and Tepiso is Tebang's best friend. Yeah, Nazo. So guys, she tells us now, come through. I'm chilling here with Tyrone. We're gonna get there. We're all gonna hang out together. And at those times, if you remember Taboo and Mahuta's circus, what, it used to get packed to the masses. Yeah, guys, there was a hair in my face. So we get there, we get there, Kaboma, Ibilan 10 plus 10. And it's packed at that time. I even remember at the door, it was still Jabu and them and Tony and them, and it was still solid. It was still, the three blind mice, the three musketeers, because they were like, it was always all the three of them together. My hand's kind of ash. So we get into the club. Hi, fine. We get in. Now I still have to go deal with my Drake drama over there. I'll go there to go greet. I leave Tepiso and Tebang with Romeo and Tyrone. I tell Romeo, I'm like, hey, bro, we in a bit of a stickle pickle. I need to go, obviously, calm the waters that side. But I didn't care because I was just like, nah, fuck you. And I was looking good. I was looking like a snack. I won't even forget. Wearing a little black dress, looking good. Okay? Because I even remember how Drake's friends looked at me that night. Drake's friend made a move on me that night. But anyway, fine. While I'm busy there dealing with my mess, Romeo is now picking up like the spark with Tebang. Tebang being my best friend, right? Now he's picking up the spark with Tshepang, and obviously Tshepang, from what I've told Tshepang as a friend, was that I'm not feeling the boy, because Tshepang obviously knew that I had a thing with Drake, because she obviously saw me go there, and I told her, no man, hold down the fort, because they bang us champagne over here, I'm trying to secure champagne that side, I'm really trying to do what the make the pauses to be done. Cool, hi, fine. She holds down the fort with Romeo. Kanti Romeo had other intentions. Romeo decides, let me talk to you, let me take your number. And let me not lie, you know what, Tshepang was looking like a dime piece that night as well. And her body is to die for. Like, my body's great, but hers is the body where the ass is peaking, but then the tummy is flat and the body's it's online. So she's like the better, cuter, sexier, put together version of me, Cool, we're different in our own ways though, you know what I mean? So then after that, Romeo and Tshepang start talking. And obviously Tyrone's trying to make a move on Tshepiso. And now Tshepiso's obviously feeling Tyrone, they're feeling each other, whatever the case may be. Okay, fine. Now that night ends, right? It ended in a ruckus. I don't want to tell you how it ended though, because it ended in a ruckus. But I have myself to blame for how it ended that night. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I was being a little down dirty. Okay, cool. Fast forward now to a couple of weeks, or like a week later. Tshepang and I are hanging out all the time as per usual. Now I'm telling her, hey bro, Romeo's bothering me, Romeo's doing this, Romeo's doing this. Then she's like, no bro, Romeo also hit me up. I'm like, girl, what's going on? She's like, no dude, Romeo also hit me up. He took my number that night at Taboo when you were busy obviously dealing with your drama with Drake. And there was no drama, it was just like we were talking, right? But I also was like, nah, please hold down the fort for me, because a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. So she's like to me, no, when you were gone, he asked for my number, so I gave it to him. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't really see anything wrong with that at the time. Not that, then now what I did, spappy, I was like, no friend, this is a sign. So now while we're talking, she's like, man, the chats are very boring. I'm like, I told you. Nah. So now I come up, me, Pinky and the brain, me being the brain, my friend being Pinky. I come up with this idea and I'm like, no, dude, let's solid play this game and see how far we can take it. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, you keep talking to him. I'm also gonna keep talking to him, and we're definitely gonna live our best lives, yeah, okay? Because he was a very flamboyant, flashy nigga. So he loved just coming up and showing off and things like that. So we were like, no man, if we can benefit from them, then why not? Right? Cool. So she agrees, because now I'm like hyping up. I'm like, dude, and you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get free food, free lunches, because that's what I've been getting. And I knew deep down in my spirit that if she can get in there, she's gonna get him off my back. I'm gonna be able to keep Drake, and she's gonna be able to keep Romeo, and then we're gonna be able to hang out with Romeo. So it's the best of both worlds for everybody. She agrees, reluctantly though, because initially she was like, I don't want to talk to him. She didn't really find him attractive, but then she agrees, because I'm like, no, don't think about attractive, think about attractive. Man, damn it. And now bear in mind, we were all more or less the same age, right? So she agrees, and she chats him up. I even come up with this insane idea, because he was like to me, no, we're gonna go to the 10th of July together. I'm like, I'm down, let's go. So I tell her, you gotta be down so we can all be down, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Now, here's where things get tricky. Now, the things get tricky when Romeo obviously starts taking her out on dates, right? So when Romeo was taking me out on dates, I would tell her everything. Like, I would come back and debrief. We're in a team here. Group work makes the dream work. No, teamwork makes the dream work, right? So I'm coming back to debrief that Romeo did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the thing that she never did was she never debriefed with me about what was being discussed with her and Romeo when they were together. She wouldn't even tell me when she was with Romeo, right? But now I have to acknowledge the fact that my friend is not the type to hamlo woman. Like, I always have to drag things out of her, and that's the one thing, the one element of our friendship that I battled with for a long time, was that I always had to drag things out of her. But I also kind of get it when you're older and you always gotta watch your back, because you don't know if people, oh my god, this mic is on my neck. Hi, bad. Yabon again. Yabon. So where was I? I was trying to say that one of the reasons why we're different is because I was very naive when it came to people. I didn't really believe that anybody would try use anything about me against me, and I learned that the hard way from trusting certain women who obviously, from the story of the friend who went into my ex's DMs, right? So with her, she was already about that life. She was already observant because she knew. But then the thing is, I was like naive. So I was like, why is she debriefing with me? I would debrief with her, but I didn't she never debriefed with me about what happened. Not that I really cared. I had my own problems. But now I would always wonder like, hi man, Baba. So this is where things now get tricky. One day, I think maybe even a year after everything has kind of settled, we got over it, whatever the case may be. Because I did ask her, but it was out of just pure confusion, not necessarily to say that I really cared. One day I meet up with Romeo, I don't even remember where, and we're just talking like it's general chats, like we've already moved past the fact that we want each other because he knows that I was definitely devoted to Drake. So now he's just out of the blue, he's like, yeah, when last did you speak to Tsebang? And I'm like, yo, it's been a while actually. I fell off!
Did they be content?
Yes, sir!
I fell again.
So he's like, I'm like, oh, when last did you speak to? So I meet up with Romeo, we sit down, we're having journal chats, but then it gets to a point where we start speaking about Tsebang, and I don't even know how it gets there because it wasn't me. But he's like, when last did you see Tsebang? And I'm like, nah, bro, I haven't seen Tsebang in a while because she's been happy in a relationship, you know, things like that, what, this, that, and the third. And then he's like to me, it's funny because I was on a date with her. I'm like, It's like, it's funny because I was on a date with her recently. I'm like, can you repeat the question? I'm starting to feel like I hate this mic because I'm not sure if it's rubbing against my t-shirt. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing, and I'm having a hard time kind of clipping it. So I'm really sorry for the cuts that are going to be in this video. I'm so sorry, guys. I might just go back to my old Rode mic. And for anybody who wanted to know what mic this is a Boya mic. B-O-Y-A, Boya. No, it's not Boa, it's Boya. It's a Boya mic, and it was pretty reasonable. I think the only thing is I can't figure out how to kind of place it, yeah. So, hey, you win some, you lose some, you know? Can't just be an amazing YouTuber and know how to do sound. Like, that's not my job. Anyway, Romeo says he was on a date with her recently, and I'm like, how recent is recent? He's like, no, like a couple of weeks back. And now this is like a year and a half later. So I'm like, yeah? And he's like, yeah, no, I was on a date with her. And now I'm thinking back to because he's going on and on, he's describing the contents of what happened at the date, ne? And when he's describing those contents, I realized that it's a date she told me about, but she never said who she was on a date with. She never told me. And I kept asking, but she wouldn't tell me. And then he's like, yeah, it was with me. I'm like, so it caught me off guard because I was like, Haibo, you know? I'm like, okay, how did the date go? He's like, no, it went well, but now he's still trying to play game. But you know, I still want you. And I'm like, yo, bruh, yo, that train for you has passed. Because by the time he was singing that story, I was with Kenneth. Yo, hey, Kenneth, who I met through Romeo. Nah, boy, it's getting a bit too intersectionsy. But the point is, essentially, then I had like this really, really big argument with my friend because I was just like, wait. Because now he started describing various incidents of various things, and I was like, oh, okay, so why didn't she tell me? And her response, as much as I get it now, because now I understand how difficult it is to trust friends, because we were besties, I didn't get it at that time. I didn't get what her point was at that time. But now I also realize that Romeo was very good at manipulating the story to make himself sound like the saint of it all. And then eventually I kind of cut Romeo off. And then for some time I cut Tsebang off because I was just like, you know what, shit, if I can't trust you, then I sure as hell can't trust the devil himself, because I thought you were the only person I could trust even over my own family, you know? Of which now I still trust her, we're still besties. Guys, I'm so dramatic. But it did affect our friendship for a little bit. It did make our friendship a little bit rocky. But then she was like, bro, you're the one who wanted me to play the game. And I was like, yeah, but you were supposed to come back and debrief like best friends. The fuck? But essentially, essentially that's what happened. He tried manipulating us, he tried playing us both, but he eventually got nothing from no one. I don't know. He got nothing from no one, especially me. He got nothing from me. I'm gonna tell you, alright, he got nothing from me. But eventually he apologized and we became like buddies. Like, so we're good friends now. But one thing I will tell you is that Romeo was very much slick Rick, was very much, I don't trust you, nigga. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. Okay? So that's what happened, guys. A guy kind of almost sort of ruined my friendship with one of my friends because he was trying to play the both of us. He really tried to play the both of us, and he tried to date the both of us. I don't want to get into that because that gets a bit too detailed. But anyway, guys, that is it. That is the end of the story time. I would really love to apologize if this mic gave you guys any problems. Now, I don't know if this mic is giving you issues or not because I can't hear it, but I would assume that, you know, as a newly TV host, like, I'm a TV host though. I'm a TV host. As a TV host, these things are very I remember a lot on set that I would move a lot and they would say, Naledi, you're moving too much, so the sound on the mic. So I am not sure if I'll still keep on using this because I'm not sure how the footage will come out here. But if it comes out fairly okay, then I will continue to use it because it does help get rid of the church sound, the quack, 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 the parrot, my next door neighbor's parrot. It does help eliminate those sounds. But anyway, guys, that is it. That is the end of the story time. Please make sure to check out TT's hair couture. Their hair is absolutely bomb and amazing. I genuinely love their hair. But until then, guys, that is the end of the story time. I love you guys so much and I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.